Good morning. Today's day number 24 of the juice cleanse, and today I am going to talk about recipes. Somebody asked me about recipes on my YouTube channel, so I decided that today I would talk about recipes. So I brought my handy notebook. I wrote a few things down so I'd be prepared, and I want to talk about how to juice. So first of all, a juicer, you obviously need a juicer. It's not a blender, it has to be a juicer. It takes the pulp out and it takes it out of the back. So the best kind is a masticating juicer. I do not have that kind. I have a centrifugal juicer. I like the centrifugal juicer because I have a very, very busy life and it is very fast compared to a masticating juicer. I also don't have to cut up my vegetables very small. I can stick whole apples right down the chute, things like that. So first off, you have to have a juicer, not a blender, okay? So that's the first step. Second thing is, okay, let's buy our produce. Always buy organic if you can. Here's the deal. I know it's expensive, so if you can't, you know what? This is your cleanse. You do it the way that you want to do it. And if you can't afford organic, don't let somebody pressure you into needing organic. You just get whatever it is that you can afford and whatever it is that you like. Okay? So with that as our premise, we'll go ahead and start, and I'll talk about some recipes. Your basic fruits and vegetables that you're going to buy, it seems like always have a base of like an apple or a carrot. So I would always have those on hand. I particularly prefer green apples. They have a little less sugar, they're a little more tart, so they have a little extra flavor when you add them to a juice, but I can't always, sometimes I'm able to get free apples, and whenever you're juicing a lot, you take what you can for free, and they're not always green. So apples and carrots is kind of a base. The other thing that you want to think about is on this, people are going to ask you, where are you getting your protein? You need to make sure that you are getting greens in your juices. You have to have kale, and you have to have spinach and chard or bok choy. I personally don't like chard very well. That's just my preference. So you want to make sure that you have greens on hand, whether it be romaine lettuce. Sometimes what I'll do, our family eats a lot of salads. I'll just take parts of that and add it to my juice, maybe the parts that they're not eating, down closer to the core, things like that. I usually have spinach, and I always have kale. So those are the places that you're going to start. Spinach has a lot of iron in it, so if you are a person that has iron issues, you want to think about that as well, okay? Also, kale has a somewhat muddy taste. It's a little bit it's a lot green, so it can make vegetable juices taste absolutely terrible. It just tastes like mud, dirty green mud. So usually what I'll do is I'll add my greens like kale and chard to my fruit juices, and I'll add things like spinach. You can't taste spinach when you put it in a drink at all. Even if you don't like spinach, you won't taste it in your drink. So I add those to my vegetable juices usually, and I add bok choy sometimes to my vegetable juices because I can't really taste that either. Okay, so that's your premise to start. From there, I'll just give you a few recipes that I enjoy. My go-to recipe, because I always have these things on hand, is just a basic carrot, lemon, and apple. And you just take a handful of carrots, an apple, and maybe a lemon or half of a lemon, and add that in. My juices are about 32 ounces at a serving whenever all you're doing is juicing. If you're just going to add it to a meal, you don't need that much. You're only going to need, a small tumbler, maybe, like 8 ounces or 10 ounces, even 12 ounces maybe. But that's if you're adding it with a meal. If you're using it as a meal replacement, you're going to want anywhere between 16 and 32 ounces in order to feel satisfied. Okay, so my basics is carrot, apple, and lemon. I always have those on hand. And from there, if I'm doing a vegetable juice, I'll add whatever I want. Add beet, add ginger, add celery, and carrot. I can do any combination of those. If I don't have one of them on hand, I leave it out. If I have it all on hand and I have lots of produce, then I add it all. So that kind of gives you an idea on that. Another juice that I really enjoy, which is kind of my favorite, to be honest with you, I got this from a friend, and when she makes it, it always turns out better than when I make it, but it is celery and lemon and a few apples and a habanero pepper and what else do I put in that? Ginger and turmeric. And I think that's about all I add in there. And oh my goodness, it is a hot one. It's a spicy one, but it is so delicious. It absolutely is good, and it's warming. And some other things that you can do: pineapple, turmeric, and ginger is great for inflammation. Carrots, celery, and green apple, a good combination. Carrot, oranges, and strawberries are good. Kale and just about any fruit. Pineapple, kale and cantaloupe, and kale and green apples. And if you don't like the taste, just add a little more apple to whatever it is, and it'll sweeten it right up for you. Kale, celery, apple, and cucumber is a great one. Kale, spinach, celery, limes, and turmeric, and Granny Smith apples. You can do carrots, beets, oranges, grapefruits, and ginger is very tasty. And strawberries, kale, and apple is very good. And let's see, what's another good? Oh, I am really into V8 juice right now. I've never made I've been juicing for, gosh, I don't know, 20 years probably. I just recently made my first V8 juice, and now I'm addicted to it. So you take about maybe 4 tomatoes. This makes a lot. 4 tomatoes, a little bit of celery, a little bit of cabbage. I put about 1/4 of an onion in mine. Celery, beet, carrot, spinach. Sometimes I forget the ingredients, and I'll look up the ingredients on V8, and then I just add some of that in there. That is absolutely delicious. You also can do sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes with ginger and oranges is really good. Sweet potatoes, carrots, apples, oranges, ginger, and a dash of cinnamon, or some ground cinnamon stick is really tasty. Celery, mango, lime, ginger, and pineapple is okay if you have a masticating juicer. Mangoes don't do so well in a Centrigon juicer. Orange, carrot, and bell pepper. Oh, I also add bell pepper when I make my V8. Sorry. And tomato and green apple is good. Cilantro, celery, red pepper, and tomato is good. You can do half of a sweet potato, some carrots, and some oranges, and that tastes good. And let's see, what else? I guess that gives you a few ideas on the juicing. Oh, you can do sweet potatoes, carrot, squash even. Add some lemons and apple to that. And then that one I usually just add bok choy when I do that one. What else? That's about all I can think of. I have others that I do, but that's a great start for you, and it gives you a lot of variety. Here's the deal when you're juicing, and this is my advice to you. You juice what you like. This is your juice cleanse. You know, I'm 54 years old, and I'm not going to sit and juice something that I don't enjoy, and I'm not going to eat foods that I don't enjoy. My life isn't dependent on this. If my life was dependent on it at this very moment, I would eat bugs probably if I had to save my life eating bugs. But I don't, so eat what you enjoy. If you don't like something, don't do it. Find a substitute. If you don't know a substitute, you know, text me on my YouTube channel or on my Facebook, and I'll answer you. I'll give you a substitute. But you know, juice what you like. Don't worry if you're using a centrifugal juicer and everybody tells you should be using masticating. Use what you want. This is your juice cleanse. Here's some of the things that you're going to come against. What are you getting for your protein? You are assimilating so many nutrients on a juice cleanse. It's not the same as when you're eating meats and eggs and things like that. The ingredients and the nutrients that you are absorbing into your body by not eating food is astronomical compared to when you're eating. So you are getting your protein mainly from your greens. So it's really important that you get those in there. Don't skip on those. Find some that you like. So when people ask you that, you can tell them that. If people get down on you about it, here's what I tell them. You were not here to tell me not to eat cookies or potato chips and tell me that was unhealthy for me. So there is no way you will be able to convince me that juicing is not healthy for me, even if I'm doing it long term. So there you go. That's my tidbit of advice for you and several recipes. I will talk later about some other things in another video, but this has gone on long enough. So if you like the video and you like some things that I'm sharing on my channel, please like them because it will help other people find the videos. That's the only thing I want to do. I want to help other people. I love watching juicing videos. So I just wanted to make some for other people that they could watch. So like them and subscribe because that's the only way that I'll move up in the list so that other people will see my videos, okay? And it's called Just Juice, the number 4, and me, exclamation point. All right, thanks. Have a happy day. Bye-bye.